Greetings and welcome to FactionMasters Season 6, Game 11. This is our first second-round game. We have the Chosen Grove, played by Shoots, the #1 seed in the tournament, in fact, against the Breakers, played by DeadSans. And I am joined by Shoots, our Chosen Grove player. Welcome to the commentary.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
So, this is the first appearance of the Chosen Grove in FactionMasters. It's their first time is in Season 6. And we're going up against the Breakers, who are a heavy ranged faction. What kind of a game do you expect this to be? I mean, you've played it, but let's pretend that before you started playing it, what were your expectations?
Yeah, I know DeadSans is a fairly aggressive player, but also, of course, the Breakers are very ranged. So I guess there's a couple approaches the Breakers could have. They could sit back and shoot at Nimid from range, or they could come in close and try to use like mind control and go for more of an assassination style. I think I just have to be ready to react to either strategy and play around either strategy. You know, if they go heavy range, of course, you can shift to the side, relieve some of that ranged pressure on Nimid. Yeah, otherwise, like going into this match, I was 3-0 against Breakers, so not really sure if it's favored or not favored, or if it's even, but I've had success in the past, so the Breakers worry me, but I'm not overly concerned about. Like, it's not one of the bad matchups I'm worried about.
Okay. What do you think of your opening hand? Is this a good opening hand or not so good?
It's okay. I do like to see spring, like having spring with a couple saplings is really nice. The autumns I like for the end game, so if I get an early autumn, I do just ditch it for magic typically. So the early magic is nice, but yeah, it's fine, but not like if I was picking my 5 cards, it would be fairly different.
Now, I find myself putting a 5-gate in front of Nimid pretty often when I play Chosen Grove. Is that often something you do, or is that more matchup dependent?
Yeah, it's matchup dependent, and it is often a hard decision because putting a gate in front of Nimid does relieve some of like the ranged pressure and damage on Nimid, but it also limits Nimid's options as far as like boosting units in front of her, and also just moving your units around or pulling enemy units to Nimid to kill them. So it protects you, but also limits you. But yeah, in this matchup with the heavy range action, I do decide to just shield with the first gate.
Okay, well, let's get started. And you get to go first. It looks like I assume we're going to use the Seed Bearer to boost the sapling. And there's that defensive gate right up in front.
Yeah, so since sapling isn't attacking this turn, I don't feel the need to boost it right now.
Oh.
And I really want that boost on Nimid in case I get like a Seed Bear in the next hand. Yeah, so being able to boost, Seed Bearer I play next turn is important.
Okay. Mind Witch is already taking advantage of your failure to kill it. We'll push this guard out and get some damage from the Deceivers. Oh! And Takulu can finish it off or steal it. He's really going to make sure Takulu has good odds to steal it, I think. Ooh. 3 out of 3, no problem. So now you've got 2 uproots. That can be a real hand clog sometimes.
Yeah, it is a bit of a hand clog. Again, still don't see that spring. I do Gonna move the saplings around, hoping to draw into spring, and then use the seed bear to boost the stag rider. Get some nice range damage on his units. Hopefully get some magic. And again, Nimid's pretty safe this turn with the gate still at full health.
Now the breakers sometimes have trouble with dealing with gates. I like getting your saplings out here, even if you don't have a boost for them right away, just to keep things moving with your hand. Although this one sapling might be taken out here. We'll see. DeadSans is using the Wind Mage very well, and the proxy Wind Mage, pseudo Wind Mage, keeping those deceivers in the front.
Yeah, so here that boost on Nimid, you know, I'm able to boost the Sea Bear right away and then pull the Deceiver out of formation and expose his entered Mind Witch.
Yeah, really good play there. I notice that you're keeping a pretty slow draw tempo. Holding on to 3 cards
yeah,
again.
Yeah, definitely slowed down by the double uproot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really like to discard too many of the commons either, like Guard, Seed Bear, Saplings. They're all very useful. And like you can play all 4 of them in a game. Whereas like the Stag Riders, you can discard several because, you know, the one Stag Rider you do play should live pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, I will say that despite your slow draw tempo, DeadSans' draw tempo is actually even slower. He is not building much for magic either. Now there's your spring. And here comes the first blast.
Yeah, definitely glad to see that.
Go right in, take out the sapling. Wonder if he's going to start putting damage on Nimid. Now he's going to go for it. Boy, 20 health. Could take a while.
Yeah. But, of course, he wants to start tipping down Nimid, so I don't get to the end game with my full health Nimid that can, you know, just destroy everything that's left.
Yeah, I think that's valid, and I think he's doing a good job keeping the rest of his units protected by the deceivers. Other than that one Mind Witch that took a foray, but eventually he's going to run out of deceivers. Really effective Bloom of Spring there. You got all the units in the diamond.
Combined with the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of boost still and a little healing there. Able to keep that Stag Rider boosted up so I can just keep throwing those ranged dice and then retreating to safety.
Wonder if they'll bring Takulu up here flush to your wall to start threatening some mind controls or things. Nope.
Yeah, nice play here where my guard was pretty safe, but with the Hypnotic Call, he's able to pull guard out of position and I'll absolutely destroy it here with the Deceivers, similar to what he did earlier in the game with another guard.
Yeah. Pushing it away from past 2 Deceivers, and then Takulu possibly finishing him off here. Oh, needed that 4th die. Taking control. So you've now you've built your other 2 gates already, haven't you?
Yeah. So I played one gate as the shield and then built the other 2. Nice to have that extra magic. And I had the uproot, so I can always shift over if I needed, which, yeah, I need to shift over now to make it harder to get range dice on Nimid. Also, I was able to get 1 unit close enough to destroy there. So got pretty good value out of the uproot.
Yeah, feels bad if you have to use an uproot just to reposition. You don't get to annihilate a common. Or even a low health champion that gets too close.
Yeah, and then moving Nimid out of the way also opens up that window for Stag Rider to attack through. We got some nice range damage as well.
Yeah, keeping good care of your Stag Rider. Keeping your units inside Nimid's Diamond for the most part. Your Ember Guard is a little bit stranded out here, but there are ways to get him back.
And then I ditched the Bear for Magic. This doesn't seem like a good matchup for Bear. And of course I want that Magic for Seasons and for Adric.
Yeah, I was about to say, Adric seems like he would be great in this matchup with the low health units. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get him.
Yeah, so I still don't have Summer, so Night of Seasons isn't really a great option before you have any Summers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Adric gets summoned here.
Keeping the boost on Nimid. Adric is pretty well loaded up. Let's see how he responds to this. You're actually starting to get very far ahead of him on draw tempo, but that would be expected, I guess, with Chosen Grove. You kind of want to deck out, I don't know, can I say as soon as possible, or sooner than your opponent, maybe? Get some mobility with Nimid?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It depends on the game. But you do want to reach that end state. So sometimes you reach a point where you feel like you can't discard because you need to play like every card left in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you want to reach that point where Nimid can actually move. So it can be a hard balance sometimes.
Second spring here. Good timing on that. Actually, you're hoping you don't kill it here. But got the dice anyways.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind the boost, but you know, the for sure kill is good as well. You know, with those 2 range dice, just kind of worry about the total whiff as well.
So at this point in the match, do you feel like you're winning? Do you feel like it's uncertain?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean,
Okay.
Nimid has high health. I've got a good board position. So yeah, I'd say I'm feeling good. It's not like an overwhelming advantage, but
Yeah, I feel like 15 at this point is not too bad.
According to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you reach the end game with 15 health, like that's still enough health where you can be pretty active with Nimid.
Yeah, and I think Adric is making it really difficult for your opponent to engage in this range back and forth attrition battle. Ooh, big hit there to Kulu. Haven't seen any mind control yet. I'm just wondering if this could be a combo with Hypnotic Call here, or if he just hoped to actually take control of Adric. Oh, here's the mind control. Okay. You can actually get both those. I imagine those are going to hit Nimid, rather than, as opposed to cleaning up those commons. Is there a visual bug here? Did Adric go past to the Stag Ride? No, Adric did go past to the Stag Ride. Okay. I guess that Stag Rider's been alive a long time.
Event combo. Yeah, but he did get the Stag Rider, which it is hard to get those. Like, again, usually my Stag Rider lives until the end game. So yeah, that kind of caught me by surprise. Of course, I'm aware of the combo. But yeah, nice way to get the Stag Rider, and then with the Wind Mage and Guard attacking Nimid. Now Nimid's down to 12, so it's a nice chip damage on Nimid. And I'm just gonna advance Adric, block up that summoning spot on the front of the gate, start chipping that down right away.
First Wind Archer. And it's kind of hiding in the corner.
Yeah, so this is a really nice blast play.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, just extreme value with
the
3 damage, and now Archer can just attack Guard, and there's no counter attack. Even if Guard lives, Guard can't reach Archer. Nothing I summon can reach Archer.
Okay, Nimid getting a little lower now, down to 10.
Yeah, so really need to watch Nimid's health now. Still high enough that you're not in danger of, just dying to just a little chip damage, but if you can combo several attacks together.
Especially with DeadSans only having 1 magic, there's not a whole lot he can do with only 1. Well, he could finish off Adric here, possibly.
Yeah. But also, still 9 cards in the deck, so plenty
there
of
it is.
resources left.
3 of 4.
Damn it. Yeah, so there goes Adric, but he put in some good work this game.
Absolutely. And opting not to do the mind capture there. Ember Guard at 1 health probably would have died pretty soon anyways.
Yeah, I probably would have summoned the Guard to just, kill it right away. And then the Seed Bear could still shoot the Archer. So it makes sense to just take the magic. I don't have enough range to put any damage on Kulu this turn.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to have to start trying for some mind capture plays soon. He's just kind of running out of cards. You still got a strong amount of magic. Night of Seasons is a possible summon here. But there wouldn't be a lot of targets for the Night of Seasons to hit except for that wall, that gate.
Yeah, so right here, he's really shooting from range, so my melee units can't even reach him. There's a decent chance both of my Sea Bears live there, but there's also a decent chance they both died that turn. Fortunately, at least one of them lived, so I'm able to still trade some ranged units.
Oh, that was a big 2 of 2.
Yeah, I considered playing the Summer there to make the kill more guaranteed, but I'm not getting a lot of value out of that summer, so yeah, really happy to get the 2 out of 2. And then I do still have a couple Stag Riders in the deck, but none in my hand, so you know, I'm just relying on melee units right now, which against his range game, can be tricky to navigate. But I can just, you know, play it slow and safe because I know I do have more ranged units coming.
Imagine this will be a mind capture. There it is. Yeah, you definitely have a card advantage going into the end. Got the nice line going here.
Yep.
Make it really hard for DeadSans to get in there.
Safe and yeah, I'm just playing the saplings to keep clearing space. I want to keep that magic up so you know, I can keep threatening seasons, but also have access to Stag Rider. I can play them both next turn if I need to.
Oops. That's a rare example of a roll that was better than you wanted, if you're DeadSans. Here comes the Night of Seasons. Got all those boosts on him. He does have one more mind control. You gotta expect it's among those last 3 cards. We also have not seen a Perplexing Tempest, but I imagine he just built that by now.
Yeah, so at least one unit is close enough for Night of Seasons to play. It seems very unlikely Takulu's ever going to get close enough for Night to surprise.
Yeah.
You know, surprise the deck summoner, so just take the value of getting the kill on the commons and also nice chip damage on Takulu. And then I also feel like, hey, I can get some damage on the gate with Sapling this turn.
Oh,
and
wow.
then if I position Season to attack
there.
next turn, I can go for, yeah, I can threaten gate destruction here. And
True.
I know Breakers don't need to play many gates. Like, they can often get with just one gate. I've already killed one gate. It's possible he's hit the other 2, so...
Yeah.
It's possible, yeah, I can clear his gate and prevent any future summons next turn.
It's going to be very hard for him to kill Night of Seasons. I think he's going to have to try to just play around it here. Oh, there is another gate. Way deep.
Yeah. Yep, so he did have the gate, so the, like, setting up the gate destruction no longer matters. But also with this play, kind of suggests he is trying to look to do a mind control on Night of Season to get some big damage on Nimid.
But there's no more hypnotic
so instead
call.
Of like going, yeah, and if you want to pause the game there, for a moment, like I considered rushing in with Nimid and just hitting Takulu. Because if I play Summer there, you know, I even have a shot of getting the 5 for 5. And I have to ask myself, well, if I miss the 5 for 5, which is like a 40% roll, can he kill me in one turn? And like the cards he has left, he has Mind Control, which he almost certainly has. And then he also had possibly a Deceiver or a Wind Archer. So, like, even if I keep my other units away so he can't Mind Control, it's possible between the Wind Archer, Takulu, and like Mind Witch, or if I whiff on the other Wind Archer, he still had like a 10% chance of killing Nimid in one turn. But it does seem like much higher odds to just retreat Nimid. Try to kill the Archer with Stag Rider and then retreat to safety.
Makes sense. I think that was the right choice. I agree. No reason to take an unnecessary risk. And the fact that he is just kind of exposing his summoner to Knight of Seasons means that he's making some desperate plays because he's out of any other better plays.
Yeah, so I'm going to retreat Nimid here, so if I do whiff both times, Stag Rider can retreat back to protect Nimid from, like, Knight of Seasons being mind-controlled. I did ask DeadSans after the game what his last 2 cards were, and it was Mind Control and a Champion.
Okay. Yeah, the versatility of the Stag Riders there was very nice. Usually to protect the Stag Rider, but sometimes also to protect the Summoner, or at least in theory protect the Summoner here. So he can only mind control one of these two, and then if he does mind control Knight of Seasons, doesn't have a clear path to Nimid. Of course, all of that ended up being unnecessary because did get a decent roll to finish him off there. But very well played, and congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was talking to DeadSans a bit after the game as well, and he mentioned that the Chosen Grove has been the toughest faction for him with the Breakers specifically. So again, going into the match, I thought it might be pretty even, but it seems to actually be Chosen Grove favored, at least based on my experience and DeadSans' experience. Which is a little surprising if you're just theory crafting and you think, well, Breakers have a really strong range game, but also Nimid can just shift to the left and reduce a lot of that pressure. You can't just sit there and shoot her with a Wind Archer. Again, if you just shift to the left at some point.
Yeah, that was kind of a long game here. Let's see if I can find
How many turns was that? Did it read?
Altogether, 33.
Okay.
Although that's just for anybody keeping track. That's both players combined for 33. I don't know. I think it's maybe from a chess background, I want to think of it as 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is okay. Just remember, 33 turns means both players combined for 33. I think it was 11 here where you played uproot. Yes, this was the one where you shifted over. And then just keeping everything in a line here sometimes it made it really hard for him to get damage on you. What with your I'm sorry, I said Ember Guard. Oaksworn Guard.
Oh.
I see these red-faced dwarves, and I'm thinking they're obsidian dwarves. The guards kind of keeping everybody out of the side lanes here, and then once you had that position right here, it was really hard for Takulu to get any side angles on you. So yeah. It seems like this might have been a good Goldune game, but he's so expensive. It's hard to get him out sometimes.
Yeah, and I didn't have much champion save. Yeah, I'm sure he intended on playing that champ, and just the magic never worked out for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck on your next match in the third round coming up. Thanks also. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just glad to be here. I know it was a close race between DQI and I to win the Chosen Grove for the season. And the reason that I'm the number 1 seed is we kept passing each other for the high elo for Chosen Grove. And then it just came down to the last game. He had a small lead over me, but his last match was with Orange Lazarus. And yeah, Orange ended up taking that game. And he dropped down a bit. Still had a very high elo, but I ended up as number 1 Chosen Grove for the season.
All right. Well, we're glad you could be here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks also to all of our viewers. We will see you guys next time for more Faction Masters.